Hey there, hi there, ho there. I'm Thousand Year Gems. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about specifically what elements from Crash 4 should we not see in Spyro 4. So, Crash 4 has had some time to breathe. It's closing up to a year this October. It's almost July now. It's been out for a while. It's on most platforms now. So, yeah, I just wanted to take the time to make a video about things we can see in Crash 4, well, things we saw, sorry, in Crash 4 that we could potentially see in Spyro 4. It's no doubt that there's going to be some similarities at least. It's all under Activision. Might be a different developer. I doubt Toys for Bob will do Spyro 4, but that's another video. But yeah, this looking at what worked in Crash 4 and what didn't work, and how can we theorize about that and what we could potentially see for Spyro 4. So I thought it'd be fun. I think people will like this a lot, long time and new fans. So yeah, let's get right into it. One of the main things I wanted to say that worked for Crash 4 was the playable characters. So we had Tawna, Dingodile, and we also had Cortex. So I had a feeling that Cortex was going to be playable. I never thought a Twinsanity remake was happening, but Cortex seemed the most likely, but I was just caught off guard, especially with Dingodile and Tawna. And there they are there. It's a screenshot with both of them. So I love their levels in the game, and I'm saying levels because I don't use that term lightly, because if you guys played Crash 4, you know that their levels are just half levels that you play, and then you go to the Crash part that you've already done. So what you end up doing is playing the Crash part actually 4 different times, also counting the 2 inverted ones for each level. So please don't put that in Spyro 4. But my idea was that, yeah, that really worked for Crash 4. So what you actually had, though, was only one level with Tawna and Dingodile each. So just one level where you can play as them for the whole level. But there's also one level where it's split between Tawna and Dingodile, so I'll count that. But still, it's pretty much only one level where you play the entirety of Dingodile and Tawna. You just want to play more. I don't kind of want it added on to the Crash level that I already did. So my idea for this, to take inspiration from Crash 4, how about this? So say we have 4 or 5 homeworlds in Spyro 4. Let's have one level in each of those homeworlds, or 2 levels in each of those homeworlds, played by a certain playable character. So as who those playable characters can be, I would like for one of them or 2 to return from Year of the Dragon. I feel like Sergeant Bird would be the best choice, but some fans might say it's Agent 9. But then also introduce a new one. Take inspiration from Crash 4. You guys had a female protagonist as a playable character, Tawna, and they reworked her in About Time. So here I kind of put, if Bianca was a playable character, which I think works a little bit better than Alora. But yeah, that's subjective. But, you could have Square Button for her projectile, just shoots a magic spell out of her wands. X Circle can kind of be like the dive bomb from Tawna in Crash 4. But overall, just kind of playing like Tawna from Crash 4, like the same kind of movement style. And she almost has the same, well, a little shorter than Tawna, but the same kind of thing, but with a projectile, like a magic wand kind of thing instead. I think that would be really cool, like a whole level dedicated to Bianca going through some challenge or whatever it may be. Yeah, and then the same thing for a different character like Sergeant Bird. He has his own level in one of the homeworlds. So that ends up coming to, let's say if there's 4 homeworlds in Spiral 4, yeah, you got 4 levels of Bianca and then 4 levels of Sergeant Bird, kind of like that. Uh, as for Hunter, I kind of had this idea that he can also have his levels in the homeworlds. So yeah, in each homeworld, but those are kind of vehicle style mini games, almost like Year of the Dragon, but just more thought out and elaborate. I think that'd be cool if Hunter was reserved just for kind of vehicle styled challenges in Spiral 4. Uh, I just always saw him as that character. Like, it would be cool to play as him, like to see him jump and all that, but he just kind of works as that, that launch pad kind of character from DuckTales. He's always operating the machines or doing the vehicle stuff. Well, let's move on. So, yeah, I think that would be cool if we saw that from Crash 4 into Spiral 4. Uh, Definitely no inverted replaying levels. Let's get that straight. I don't think much people enjoyed that in Crash 4. It became very, very tedious. I still haven't completed all the gems just because of how much work it is. It is quite hard as well, but it's just not needed for Spyro. I don't see it having some kind of inverted, replayable, almost padding. Let's face it. It's padding. It really was. Uh, Another thing, let's do skins in Spyro 4. I think Crash 4 hyped up the skins a lot, but then when you played it, it wasn't really that cool. And they were cool, but I like to see it return in Spyro, but just not a big deal, just kind of have it there. It's like, oh, it's cool. You unlock the skin, but like nothing tedious to do, nothing too crazy. Let's do cutscenes whenever possible. So where Crash 4 worked, I think, was the cutscenes, especially. Throw those in Spyro 4. Don't be shy. You always craved more in Crash 4. Like, I feel like I've always just wanted a bit more cutscenes when I was playing through the game, especially regarding entropy, because there kind of feels like a gap in there a little bit. But yeah, just like, man, go crazy in Spyro 4. Well, not crazy, but just don't be shy. One thing I also liked in Crash 4 was the hidden gem. It was fun. It was annoying. I had to look up a walkthrough to find a lot of them. But I thought about it. It's like, okay, maybe in the Spyro level, we can have like one hidden collectible kind of thing, like a lost dragonfly or an orb, maybe. Just make them one per level. They're pretty hard to find, so you're going to have to do some work to find it. I think that would be cool. It just makes more of that exploration factor to each level. Throw in some Easter eggs from past games like Crash 4 did. Just don't go crazy with it. I don't want to see full fan kind of treatment, where they're just kind of appeasing to the fan base. Don't need it, but definitely throw in some welcome references that fans would get and like. Again, so in regarding to controls, I think Crash 4 has amazing controls, like the best of the Crash platforming, at least. The number one word I use for it is snappy. They feel very responsive and snappy. So just maybe tweak that a little bit with Spyro and Spyro 4. Although he plays awesome and Reignited, maybe just kind of tweak it up a little bit, make him more snappy. We could also do... okay, so the mask power-ups in Crash 4. Sometimes they feel quite just for placement, and they don't feel like they just have a purpose outside their certain placement. Let's do a thing like that, and a common fan theory with Spyro 4 and what they want to see come back is elemental breaths, and I'll be honest, I'm one of them. I want to see that kind of brought back. I think that's a really smart idea. I think it was from Enter the Dragonfly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Different elemental breaths would create some cool backtracking. Maybe you can only defeat certain enemies easier, with certain elemental breaths after you unlock them. It would make a certain challenge element increase. It'll be just cool. Just that would make Spiral 4 needs that new gimmick, right? Kind of like the mask power ups in Crash 4. So elemental breaths is the first thing that comes to my mind. So I ran with that. I think that would be awesome to throw that in Spiral 4. And again, so for the Easter eggs, use past characters, but just don't use it for exploitation. I think I think of Oxide's cameo in Crash 4. It was very subtle and small, but it kind of worked. Yeah, then you get to explore his spaceship and all that. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, another thing with Crash 4 that didn't work, in my opinion, is the completion process is just, it'll drive you insane. Very few people have done the 106% just because of how hard and long it takes. So what can we improve with that for Spiral 4? Make completing the game not as difficult and more fun. Like, completing the game shouldn't have to be repeating a level 4 different times. That's called padding. It's just not what you want when you complete a game. It just feels like you're repeating it. You got to do the same gems all over again. It's not worth it. So make completing the game worth it. Throw in some extras you get after. Make a kind of super bonus world in Year of the Dragon, but implement on that. That would be awesome. There's just so much to work with. But yeah, make it completing the game feel like we did it's fun. I want a post-game Spyro that has more length to it than the super bonus world. I think that just be incredible. Yeah, I've been talking for 12 minutes straight. I'm getting used to this YouTube thing, so bear with me. But I think I made some awesome points here. I made a small list just to help myself out this time, so I kind of ran through it within the time span. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. It's currently the end of June. I'm making these videos and this channel just because, Spyro 4, I just don't think it's coming out in 2022, to be honest. That could be another video, but so I got room to speculate and theorize and just join the community and share with you guys all Spyro, Crash, whatever it may be goodness. So take care, guys. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.